Beijing has fallen silent. Restaurants are empty, commercial centers are sparsely populated, and at the night markets only a few stalls remain open. Once the largest consumption hub in China, the city has now sunk into a comprehensive economic downturn. There has been no disaster or war, yet economic contraction is clearly underway, affecting every sector and every aspect of daily life.
Now in
Beijing, a lot of big companies are cutting salaries or laying people off. Small and medium firms are on the verge of going bankrupt or running in the red. And the little shops on the street are basically just hanging on for dear life. Only a tiny handful of people are actually making decent money. People like us, regular office workers, go to work every day. But at the end of the month, all we do is move money from one place to another just to make payments. We swipe multiple credit cards, carry loans. And even when the salary comes in, one or two expenses and the repayments already can't keep up. Young people today aren't choosing not to consume. They simply don't have money to consume in the first place. Saving? That's out of the question. These days, just having no debt already means you're doing pretty well.
Beijing was once China's largest economic center, the city where investment capital, talent, and purchasing power were most highly concentrated, but over the past year its economic indicators have sharply deteriorated. Retail sales have fallen dramatically, many restaurants have closed, and commercial areas that were once packed with people are now almost empty. A clothing store owner in Chaoyang district said, "Even if I stay open all day, I only sell 2 pieces." There are many people walking by, but everyone is saving money and not buying. Even in famous commercial districts such as Sanlitun and Xidan, the crowds have disappeared, and although the city lights are still on, the desire to spend has already faded.
This decision was really painful, really agonizing. But there's no other way. I'm Yenzi. Filming this video today feels very heavy. This shop has been with me for a full 10 years. I still remember when we first opened. The empty store, everything started from zero. After slowly going through 10 years, it became a warm and sweet place. But the market pressure is too great. I can't afford the rent. The contract has expired. We can only close the shop in pain.
The most serious change is not reflected in statistical data but in people's mindset. From the middle class to ordinary workers, everyone is cutting back on spending. Shopping is no longer a pleasure but something done only out of necessity. "I can afford it, but I don't want to buy it" has become the most common phrase heard in China today. People who once frequented luxury brands now switch to low-priced goods or choose not to buy anything at all. Symbols of new consumption culture, coffee chains, buffet restaurants, cinemas, are rapidly scaling down and closing stores. A ride-hailing driver says, "This year there are so few orders. I drive for 2 hours at night and earn barely 20 yuan. The roads are empty, it doesn't feel like Beijing anymore."
This year has truly been a life or death year for the restaurant industry. In just the first half of the year, an average of 6 restaurants closed every single minute, adding up to a total of 1.61 million closures. If this pace continues, the number of closures this year will break last year's record of 3 million, the highest ever. Across the country, revenue growth in the food and beverage sector is dropping across the board.
Many young people in Beijing are influenced by unrealistic expectations shaped by the internet. They believe that having savings of 1 million yuan, about $140,000 is not particularly difficult, and that if they do not possess such an amount it must be due to a lack of personal effort. However, because of government propaganda and the short video content that spreads across social media, many people are living inside illusions that are far removed from reality. In truth, it is nowhere near that simple.
In Beijing, a lot of young people think saving 1 million yuan isn't a big deal. If someone actually has it, sure, maybe. But if they don't, it just means they've fallen for the toxic illusions spread online. So what does 1 million yuan really mean? Let's say you graduate at 23 and start working in Beijing. The average monthly income is about 10,000 yuan. Even if you save half, that's only 60,000 yuan a year. Which means it takes nearly 20 years just to reach 1 million. And that's assuming no major expenses. Right now, the internet keeps saying everyone has over 1 million in savings. But in reality, only a tiny number of people can reach that level.
为什么能拿出30万的人很少？
Why are there so few people who can pay 300,000 yuan in cash? Yet the streets are full of 300,000 yuan cars? Look at the roads in Beijing, Audi and BMW everywhere. But these days, owning a car doesn't necessarily mean you're rich. One of my clients drives a Porsche Cayenne. But his payslip shows a monthly income of less than 10,000 yuan. He works in sales, and he admitted, "I bought this car purely for face." Sometimes when he goes out with clients, having a nice car helps the deal go more smoothly.
The economic downturn is spreading not only to restaurants, beauty salons, and small shops, but also to startup companies and office buildings. Many firms are quietly shutting down, and vacancy rates in newly developed commercial districts have exceeded 40%. What is even more notable is that even civil servants, teachers, and doctors, jobs once considered unquestionably stable, are no longer exceptions. They, too, are facing salary cuts, delayed payments, and even the risk of unemployment, revealing that economic pressures are now weighing on society as a whole. For the past 10 years, Beijing has been the city where the notion of a middle class was most celebrated. They were regarded as the symbol of a new consumer culture, overseas travel, and comfortable living. Yet now, it is this very middle class that has fallen into the greatest anxiety. With the decline in real estate prices, many households have lost several million yuan in assets on paper. At the same time, rising mortgage rates and unstable employment have driven more people to sell their second homes in order to repay their debts. A resident of Haidian district said, "We used to believe that land prices in Beijing would never fall. But now, even when everyone wants to sell, no one is willing to buy. Savings have shrunk, salaries have not risen, and stock prices have fallen. The middle class has lost its footing." Once the core consumer group of the city collapses, the economic ecosystem itself begins to unravel in a chain reaction.
现在的房价真成了笑话了，再这么跌下去，
Housing prices now have practically become a joke. If they keep falling like this, how many people will end up in financial crisis? In 2023, one of my clients bought a condo for 12.3 million yuan. But last month, the exact same layout in the same building sold for 8.8 million. He had taken out a 9 million yuan mortgage at the time. If he sells now, he not only won't recover the money, he'll have to pay an extra 200,000 yuan just to close the deal. At this rate, a lot of people won't be able to hold on and will simply stop repaying their loans. Some say, housing prices will drop for another 2 or 3 years. But I want to ask, can we really afford that? If prices truly fall for another 2 to 3 years, how many families will fall apart? How many couples will split? People hoping for housing prices to drop. Have you ever thought about the real lives behind those numbers? These people worked so hard for so many years. Yet just because the value of their home collapses, their lifelong dream shatters in an instant.
Beijing's residents have not only become poorer, but they are also gradually losing trust. They no longer believe the reported growth rates, nor the slogans about a strong recovery, nor the claims that new policies can genuinely improve everyday life. Many people are now living in a defensive posture, choosing not to invest, not to expand their businesses, not to buy homes, and not to have children, and this collective silence is suffocating the entire economy. A tapioca shop owner spoke in a low voice, "It's not that I don't want to expand. I'm simply too afraid to. Even if I have customers today, they might not come tomorrow. No one knows what will happen next."
These days, aside from eating and drinking, I basically don't buy anything anymore. Phones, appliances, clothes, shoes. I don't buy any of that. I really have to save every bit I can.
Beijing was once the symbol of China's economy, but now its comprehensive weakening is unmistakably visible. Production has stalled, unemployment is rising, consumption is declining, and confidence is steadily eroding. No major event has occurred, yet the entire city is clearly slipping into decline.